Hi, I'm a senior security architect at Microsoft, and I want to show you what it looks like to have both corporate email and personal email on the same device, iOS or Android, and being able to manage both of those separately in a sandbox. So for example, I can wipe only my work email and leave my personal email alone. I can only restrict cut, copy, paste out of my work email, but I can still do that in my personal email. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Let's jump into a demo. Okay, here we are in my personal iPad. You can see I have both work apps and personal apps. Let's launch Outlook. Now, my company has a policy that says when you launch Outlook, you have to type in a PIN or use Touch ID or Face ID, so we're going to do that. And over here on the left, you can see I have different icons. I've got my Office 365 account, I've got my Yandex account, and I also have my Gmail account. So I've got a mixture of personal and corporate email. Now, if you remember from the other video that I did, if I pull up a corporate email here and I try to copy data out of a corporate email and paste it into a non-managed application like the Notes application on iOS, you can notice that it denies that and it blocks it. So let's try that same thing again, but let's try to do that with a personal email. So let's go back to our mailbox and let's open up a personal email. So here's a personal email from Ralph's the grocery store. And if I highlight the text and copy it, and then we go back to Notes and we try to paste into the Notes app, look at that, it pastes just fine. Okay, so now let's go back into Outlook and let's go back to our corporate email and let's try to save this file, this PowerPoint attachment. Let's try to save it. So I'm going to try to save it to my Google Drive. That's my personal Google Drive. When I do that, look at that. It blocks it. But it allows me to save it to my OneDrive because that's authorized. Now, my OneDrive for Business. Now, if I try to share it using any other method, you could see here that I can only share with authorized applications, apps that my company manages. I can't even save it locally, so there's no way for me to get that file out of my company's control. Now, let's go over to my personal email, my Yandex account, and here's a personal email. You can see it's being sent to my Yandex account just to prove you here. And when I open up the PowerPoint presentation, there it is. When I tap on Save to Account and I choose my Google Drive, it's going to save it to my Google Drive successfully, right? Because it's personal. Now, if I tap on Share File Via, look at this. I can airdrop it. I can use personal mail. I can save it to the Notes app, Facebook Messenger, a number of different apps because it's a personal account. And the way that we do this, folks, is through identity. If you're signed in with your Azure Active Directory account, we know that that's corporate, and we put that sandbox around it. And if you sign in with something that's non-Azure Active Directory related, then we know to not put protection on it, and that's your personal email. Okay, so now let's take this a step further, and let's wipe only the corporate email off the device. Okay, so let's take a look at how to do that. Okay, so here we are inside Microsoft Endpoint Manager at endpoint.microsoft.com, and I went to Apps and then App Selective Wipe, and we're going to create a new wipe request. And we're going to choose our end user here, so let's choose Megan. And from there, we're going to choose Megan's iPad, and then click Create. And we're going to submit this request. Now it's been submitted and it's going to wipe corporate data off of each one of these apps. So I'm going to come back and show you the Outlook app here in a few moments. Let's give this about 15 or so minutes just for it to propagate through the cloud and then eventually get pushed down to the app. So we'll come back here in a few moments and take a look at this. Okay, here we are back on my personal iPad. We issued that remote wipe command only to the managed apps. So let's go ahead and open up Outlook. We'll do our authentication. It's going to do a quick check, and this is where it's going to pull down that policy now from Endpoint Manager that says the app must be wiped. So give it just a moment here, and there it is. Org data removal. Your organization has removed its data associated with this app. To reconnect your organization, sign in with your work or school account. So we're going to tap OK. Now, what's interesting here is we have this Your Data Your Way, so we're just going to tap through that, and that's mostly the the Outlook app doing that. Okay, so here we are inside Outlook. Check it out over on the left side. I do not have my Office 365 account. My corporate email is not here. There's my Yandex account and there's my Gmail account. If we go to settings, check it out. Office 365 is not there. So this wiped only my corporate email and it left my personal email alone. So there you have it, folks. That is managing personal devices, actually managing work applications on a personal device without impacting the personal data. I hope you found value in this video. I always love shooting these. This was actually in response to somebody's comments on another video. So thank you for bringing this up. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me over LinkedIn. If you want to see another video on a topic, let me know on LinkedIn. Just send me a message. And by all means, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks, everybody.